before we do that, I want to take you through some of the headlines on our prophecy watch. And I believe the next Middle East war, which will involve Israel, will be a very catastrophic one, and it may be nuclear. And that tells us a lot, that things are going to get out of hand. And once it hits there, it will vibrate around the world. I hope you are getting what I'm saying. Something happened. There was a report yesterday of an Iranian top military commander boasting that the fact that Hezbollah has been able to penetrate Israel's airspace with some unmanned aircrafts the other time shows that Israel's defense is weak. And this is the incident on the 6th of this month, that is October. The headlines across the world carried the news of the Israeli military shooting down an unidentified drone that entered Israel's airspace from the Mediterranean Sea, talking about from the south. And the Israelis quickly pointed to Hezbollah as the prime suspect. And true to their word, the Lebanese Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah acknowledged on Thursday, 11th October, that the militant group was responsible for the drone, which flew some 25 miles into Israel's territory before being shot down by Israeli fighter jets. Meanwhile, the Associated Press, in a publication on the 16th of this month, reported a claim by an Iranian top military commander that Iranian-made surveillance drones have intruded Israeli airspace since 2006 on reconnaissance missions undetected. It means they've been in and out of Israeli airspace, even though the Israelis denied that. What this means for us is this. Do you know what? In 2006, there was a war between Israel and Hezbollah, which lasted for a number of days. And it was mainly about rockets being fired from the Bekaa Valley, where Hezbollah was in southern Lebanon. Now, if Hezbollah now has an Iranian-made drone which can even enter Israeli airspace, it means in the next war, Israel's war strategy will change, because they cannot contain with the usual tactics. And now that the militant group has updated its war arsenals, it means the only way Israel can keep regional balance will be a nuclear strike. And that one I'm telling you. And that may involve Syria, Iran, and it will be some disastrous thing in the region there. And once it happens, Jesus told us about Israel's role in the last days. That is why I'm telling you. For those of us who know what that region means in prophecy, is a lot. It's more than every sign that is happening around here. It's a major sign, and our eyes are really watching those developments. It will be a disastrous. The next war, for the fact that now they have drones, unmanned aircraft that can enter Israeli airspace, it means Israel will be considering nuclear strike. And as we speak, the Jerusalem Post reported just yesterday that Israel and US are holding the largest defense drill in Israel next week, and about 3,000 US troops are there, will be arriving there, and then some are already there together with the Israelis. So a lot of things. You can see that the nations are preparing for war in these last days. And then the next thing, perhaps the last thing, is about Syria. This morning you'll be hearing on the news that the new UN envoy, talking about the Brahimi man, is proposing a ceasefire. Will it work, or Syria will continue to experience the pains? And so far, about 28,030 people dying. Friend, get it. Okay, one thing you have to notice this: Iran and Turkey are said to be supporting the UN envoy now, so it is believed maybe the parties will agree, but we don't know. We are still looking to see. But Damascus is still experiencing the pains. Do you know what I noticed about this whole conflict in the Arab world? The Lord dropped this thing in my mind. When you cast your mind to the Bible days, anytime Israel's enemies are crying against her, we want to devour her. Yes, some of you should take a look at the Middle East map. Look, it's a very tiny country. Even the Western region here may be bigger than Israel. But what is happening? Anytime here enemies are angry, they wage war against here. God fights for them. We've noticed this thing: the Israel's enemies killing one another. Check through the Bible, the battle at Michmash, whatever, Jehoshaphat's time, the armies, they just do something, praise the Lord, do something like that, and the Lord fights for them. It is an example for us to know that God really chose Israel, and He's using them, just as the Bible said, things will happen in the last days. So we are living in the last days. So look at it today. It's always the Arabs or the Islamists who are fighting one another. You never see Jews fighting Jews and all these things.